Hello, this is Kim King, and I am going to be presenting Chapter 14, Data Collection, Testing, and Observation from Advanced Nursing Research from Theory to Practice. Objectives that we will be going over will be initial preparation for data collection, physical assessment measures, biological tests, and observation. Initial preparation for data collection is a very important step. As stated in our book, a disorganized approach to data collection is likely to lead to wasted time and discarded data. That is very important to remember during our research process. Some of the areas that we need to be considerate of are the approval areas. For instance, IRB approval, the Institutional Review Board, or IACUC, Institutional Animal Care and Use Committee. These review boards allow us to submit what and how we will be preparing data collection, and at any time that we may change any type of collection, we should also alert them. Rater training. The one that is participating in asking the questions and collecting the data must be necessarily sure of the task and also familiar of the questions that need to be asked. Otherwise, unsuccessful data collection may be uncompleted. Areas of consideration are background information on the measures being used, consent, confidentiality, safety, approach to the participants, emergencies, any and all adverse events, guidelines for the questionnaires, practice of the test, and importance of accuracy and scoring. Having knowledge on those areas can allow for greater completion. Each study that is being formulated will require its own forms. When creating and assembling forms and test packets may include code books, participant tracking forms, examiner tracking hours. In our textbook, it states that names and ID numbers may be kept in separate files to protect confidentiality. Great thought and preparation should be put into test packet creation in order to gather your data. Test administration. This is where you start to obviously administer the test for your data collection. The examiner must understand the purpose and approach to take when formulating this process. Considerations to take would be motivation and how you interact with the participant, privacy, ensuring to the participants that their information will be private, comfort, for instance, temperature of the room, lighting, physical limitations, order, timing, how much time it will take from someone's day to complete this, fatigue, frustration, or any type of depression. The different types of testing are physical assessments, collection of biological specimens, and functional tests. We will be going over those to consider those. Physical assessment measures are a type of test administration. I feel that this is very easy for nurses to understand with regard to some of the things that we do day to day with our physical assessments with our patients that we see. Some things to consider that we actually score would be like the APGAR score with newborns or the NIH stroke scale. Those are all on a scale of a score of a standardized sheet that many people across the population do use. Having clinical expertise in each area is necessary to administer most of these measures to ensure accuracy. Biological tests is another form of a test administration that as we discussed earlier. One of the aspects would be collecting specimens. When collecting specimens, we want to be sure that we have trained others on how to collect it, how to transport it, Does this type of specimen need to be on ice? Do we need to make sure that the participant knows how to prepare that? For instance, with a urinalysis or a clean urine specimen, does the participant know how to ensure that it's a clean catch? Areas like that are important to consider with this type of specimens. Observation is often the first data collection. Structured types of observation typically generate quantitative data, whereas unstructured or naturalistic observation typically generate qualitative data. The qualitative data are usually reported in some type of narrative form. Structured observation is usually done with some sort of codes, checklists, or guidelines that one can go over, more like a checklist of what is being observed and recorded. Formulating some form of a coding form may be very lengthy and time-consuming. If one can find one that is available that can match your type of data collection, that is probably going to be your best bet to ensure that you're not so much time is being set forth to that area. Naturalistic observation is just that. It would be observing something in a very natural area, to one where people wouldn't necessarily know that you're there doing that. One would watch interactions or see how some form of cause and effect may come about. Recording observation field notes is also an important area. With regards, you should not write down every single thing that you see, or every emotion or interaction that a participant may be doing. You should keep in mind of what is important to your study. Rather, you're going to be handwriting that out with abbreviations. Should you be typing that up? One should keep in mind that if you were to video someone or record them, you must ask for their permission. As always, it's probably best to have some type of signature stating that the participant and also interviewer is aware that this is happening. Thank you for your time, and I hope that you have felt that Chapter 14 PowerPoint presentation has been informative.